Hi, Collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self-love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Wisdom of the Shadow Zodiac signs. So, Virgo, you guys are up. Virgos, you guys are diligent, modest, very analytical, practical, helpful, but you can be critical, picky, and a little bit uptight. So, let's see what the most important shadow work for my Virgos is at this time. This is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node placements. So take what resonates, leave what does not. And then also don't forget to check out your other placements as well. All right, Virgos, what is the most important shadow work for you guys? Okay. Deception. Wow. Okay. A slippery slope erodes trust. Honesty fosters connection and authenticity, integrity, transparency, and trust. You're dealing with a level of deception in your life at this time, Virgo. Let's see. Are you being deceptive in some way? Maybe not being honest about a situation. Sacred boundaries. Respecting and honoring your limits sets you free. Assertiveness and self-care. So there's been some deception in regards to crossing boundaries. In order to address this type of shadow, there needs to be a level of integrity and transparency and trust. So Virgo, this could be you being deceived in a certain way, where there is a lack of integrity and a lack of trust between you and the people in your life. This could be friends, this could be a romantic partner, this could be family. But there is deception here in some way, shape, or fashion. And I feel like someone's crossed a very sacred boundary. So there is now trust that has been lost. Close-minded energy. Yeah. This is like a my way or the highway type of mentality. Not very open to new ideas, not receptive to new perspectives. Unwilling to consider other perspectives or entertain new ideas. So in order to address this, this is about being open. So there needs to be some type of honesty in this situation, because there has been a lot of line crossing in regards to trust being lost, a lack of transparency, and somebody is really stuck in their ways. Yeah, positive change is needed in this situation. In order to transform this situation, there needs to be equal give and take. There needs to be people willing to sit down together and have an open mind or a different perspective on a situation. Right now, this is tough because there's some very stubborn energy here. And like I said, boundaries have already been crossed. So this is going to be a tough situation to deal with, but I feel like this is doable. Virgos, because you are so diligent, I feel like you will find a way to resolve this issue. So if this is someone deceiving you, it may be difficult for you because you may have no more trust for this person, especially if it's, family, close friends, romantic partners, right? I feel like with your analytical mind, once someone has lost your trust, it's really difficult for you to go backwards. It's going to be really difficult for you to see them the same because you're going to feel like there's always some type of deception hanging out in the background, even if they're smiling in your face. And especially if they cross spiritual boundaries, judgment is here because they did not respect and honor your limits or your space. They were very intrusive and very assertive about it. But Virgo, I know that you know how to take care of yourself as well. But you are dealing with people who are very close-minded, who don't believe what you believe. And so they wanted to cause you strife, pain. They were not open or receptive to listening to anything you had to say or understanding where you were coming from. But I feel like you are making strides towards positive change for yourself. I feel like you are taking this pain that you've endured, the situation that you've dealt with, and you're turning it into your strength and empowering yourself. If this is you that is being deceptive, you will have to find a way to bring integrity and truth to a situation. You will have to be expressive in being apologetic about the boundaries that you've crossed. And an apology should be just as loud as the disrespect. And being open and receptive to the understanding that it may not fix a situation either way. But somebody is moving forward in a positive direction. Someone is still ascending and evolving and has their freedom now from a situation that was deceptive. Whether this was you, Virgo, or someone who did this towards you. Flip it where it goes, you guys. Okay. What's the advice from the strengths and abilities? What insights are needed here in this situation for Virgo? Yeah, enlightenment. You are on the path to being enlightened about discovering a higher truth here in this situation. Have you noticed a recent shift in your awareness? Continue following this light. It will lead you to greater wisdom. Yeah, wisdom is needed in this situation. Clarity is needed in this situation. Someone needs to understand why the deception. And it doesn't mean that an explanation is going to be given, but someone is enlightened to the truth of the matter. Yeah, like I said, someone is heading and moving forward towards positive change, which is going to be their renewal. This is going to be their reward for being able to deal with this particular situation and getting through it. You are entering a phase of renewal and fresh energy. Have you been feeling worn out? It's time to refresh yourself, whether by resting or changing your environment. New energy is on the way. Yeah, somebody is walking away from a friendship, romantic partner, family dynamic that is very, very deceptive, that crossed a lot of boundaries due to limiting beliefs. Somebody is choosing the high road, and someone is taking a leap of faith forward because they want renewal, they want a fresh start, and because they are enlightened to a situation. Yeah, trust. There was a lack of trust in this dynamic, in this situation. But I feel like, Virgo, you are learning to trust yourself. You are walking by the beat of your own drum now because you want a fresh start, because you are now enlightened about the people and the situations that you were dealing with. Trust is essential for moving forward. So don't doubt your path ahead. Have faith in the universe's plan and in yourself. Take the next step with confidence, Virgo. Yeah, people are going to feel some type of way about your decision to move forward. That's for sure. Intense feelings. Your feelings are going to be stronger than usual as well, especially in the beginning, especially when you first decide. I feel like there's an array of emotions here in this situation. I feel like there is shock, a lot of disappointment, sadness, anger, resentment. But I feel like now that you are enlightened to a situation, or whoever is involved, there's some type of truth or clarity. So someone's been enlightened about a situation that is going to allow them to move forward freely towards a fresh start, towards a renewal, because now that they understand that they can trust themselves, even if they can't trust anyone else. Someone's going to take a leap of faith and it's going to leave people feeling a certain type of way. But somebody's going to be in a positive mindset, very happy for a change that is needed here. Yeah, some people were definitely constantly crossing some boundaries. So it would be very difficult in a situation like this, not impossible, but very difficult to rebuild trust. There will definitely take a level of healing amongst the people in this situation. People would need to find a way to be more open minded and receptive to new ideas. People would have to respect other people's boundaries and hold a true level of integrity and trust. And trust is very fragile, collective, right? Trust is as rare as finding a blue diamond. And I say that because once trust has been broken, it is almost nearly impossible to regain the same type of trust with someone. And I think the disappointment comes from once you have the enlightenment that someone around you, someone in your life that you truly care about and love has deceived you, that you would have done anything for people that you've known a long time, even again, friends, family, right? The level of disappointment and hurt that someone feels, it makes you want to completely just stop trusting because you were trusting people on such an intimate level. This wasn't a stranger. Most of the time, these are people that we know, right? So the advice here is to not allow this situation to make you stop trusting completely, because then you're going to limit your own life, your own blessings. And you still deserve happiness, Virgo, again, if this is something that's happened to you. Since we're talking about shadow work, I have to flip it both ways as well, right? And if this is the energy that you have been in, but you are trying to come out of this deceptive energy where you cross people's boundaries, where you're closed minded into something more positive, then you're on the right track too. But just understand that when you lose the trust of others, sometimes you don't ever get it back, not in the way that you would like. So there is going to be some disappointment, even in a new start, Even if you start trusting yourself and you find clarity about the situation and how you made others feel or how you felt, it still is a loss here. So be mindful of that. Okay. What's the advice for Virgo? It's kind of a heavy energy. Just go with it. Embrace spontaneity and trust the journey, remaining open to unexpected twists and turns along the way. Yeah. This is a situation that's not going to be able to be controlled, but somebody needs to take a leap of faith in order to move forward. Trust your path. Listen to intuition, seek direction, and embrace discovery. Answers reveal the journey within. Yeah. Somebody needs to use their intuition and discernment moving forward in this situation, especially dealing with the same people in this situation. Yeah, because it's going to be a rough road ahead, for sure. Yeah. So intuition and discernment is going to be very important if you still have to engage with this same situation, Virgo. Okay. So make sure that you are prepared. Make sure that you are mindful, especially since there is a lack of trust with this deception out here. Okay. Just make sure you are watching your back. Make sure you are taking care of yourself, making sure you are trusting your gut instincts when it comes to people. It's a rough road ahead. Make miracles. Stay open-minded and receptive to the magic unfolding in your life. So instead of this closed-minded energy, you're being encouraged to understand that miracles do happen and to stay open-minded and receptive. Important parts: embrace each element, weaving them into your story with openness and understanding. Yeah, you're putting the pieces together. You're starting to see the bigger picture here about this dynamic situation. Gate of opportunities. Pass through the gate of opportunities wherein new paths unfurl with boundless potential. Like I said, renewal, right? There's an opportunity to start new. There's going to be an opportunity that comes towards you, Virgo, where you can take a leap of faith towards something more positive. Maybe a spiritual retreat for some of you guys is needed so that you can seek solitude. Okay. Let me get Virgo animal spirit. Black egg. Spirit is definitely here. Black egg. Speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in, the concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, We gossip or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment in every situation. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. So the black egg spirit is the opposite of this deception that has taken place in this situation. So this is encouraging someone to speak some level of truth to bring clarity to a situation. So there is no confusion. So there is no uncertainty. In order for this situation to move forward, that is what's going to have to happen. Truth. All right, let me get you Virgos, your threads of soul. Okay, obviously you need 2 of them. The hidden village. What part of yourself remains unseen or unexplored? How might you rediscover this hidden piece of your identity? The mirror's answer. What truth? Confirmation. What truth about yourself have you finally accepted, Virgo? How has this shaped you? All right. The opposite of deception is truth. Ace of Swords energy, I feel is needed here. I feel Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords energy in this message because renewal is available. An opportunity, a gate of opportunity will open, but I feel like truth needs to be spoken for this renewal. Letting go. Wow. Confirmation. Somebody's walking away from something. Releasing a situation, people, a place. I sink deeply into the sacred opening of surrender. I let go of the need to control and create space for ease. Letting go can create space for letting in. There is a certain amount of control that can feel good, knowing we have sovereign choice and discernment, being responsible for action and outcome, and receiving rewards for making good choices. Perhaps we have experienced being part of circumstances out that were out of our control, or have felt what it was like to lose control. The more we have experienced feelings of control deficit, we may be more likely to have tendencies towards an excess of control. This is especially true if control has been used in a way that brought us harm. We can then become hyper vigilant as a natural safety response mechanism. It is also likely that we have witnessed polarized aspects of control. Our world is filled with examples of excess control, force, and manipulation rather than healthy and balanced expressions. Letting go can seem terrifying in some cases, while letting go can feel like I will not be in control at all. The invitation is to come to a harmonious balance. Mhm. Think about where you can bring in more ease to create space for new possibilities. There is more we can't control than that which we can. So, how can we let go when necessary and trust the process? Become aware of opportunities to trust and let go. What are you grasping so tightly and attempting to force? When have you practiced letting go, and what was the outcome? And when do you feel a need to express control, and why? Virgos, I feel like this is a moment, a pretty critical moment for you. And it's a decision that needs to be made so that you can truly have freedom, so that you can truly be released from anything or anyone or situation that is deceptive, that is holding you back. I feel like you are tired of deception, unhealthy boundaries, people who are very close minded in your life who should love you wholeheartedly, but instead they judge you. I feel like you are ready for a miracle. You are ready for a renewal. And I feel like the opportunity is going to present itself to you. But I feel like it starts with someone speaking the truth, a very raw truth. And afterwards, I feel like you can let go and surrender a situation. All right, Virgos, that is what I have for you for Wisdom of the Shadow, Zodiac signs. Thank you so much for being here with me. I pray that the message was useful to you in some way. Let me know if it resonated for you. Let me know if you guys actually like this message, this version of shadow work message. I actually like doing the individual zodiac signs, but I would love your feedback on it as well. But Virgos, until next time, you guys take care of yourself. I love you guys to the moon and back. Bye.